Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Stephano has been woken from his slumber. All is good.
I'm just going to admit it, guys. I'm going to do it right now. Live on stream. 40,000 people. I raise my hands. So I'm not crossing my fingers. I was not a believer that ThorZaIN could reach the final.
Really?
I was not a believer. I am sorry. ThorZaIN, when you listen to the VOD in future time, or if anybody tells you, I am sorry, sir, that I did not think you had it in you to go to the final today. I take it back, and I wish you the best of luck in this game. I was not a believer.
It takes a man to admit when they're wrong.
I did not think he was going to advance through the group stage. I did not think he would win the semi-final. I did not think he'd be here today in the finals, and I am wrong. I am sorry, but now I'm starting to believe again. I feel like Peter Pan. I think I can fly.
Then you saw his face. Now you're a believer.
And I'm a believer, and I believe ThorZaIN has it in him to beat the monster that is the French Zerg Stephano. I believe.
All right. Well,
I'm sorry.
I certainly don't think it's going to be a sweep one way or the other. This is going to be an extremely hard-fought fight. All maps are now in play. No voting for anybody. No vetoes. 7-map pool. Best of 7. And who picked the first map? It's Metalopolis. I have to imagine that was Stephano's
Stephano
pick.
won the coin flip, so he chooses the first map and then lose a picks from here on out. And
yeah, very true.
The history between these two guys, they first met at Home Story Cup 3 when Stephano was first breaking out. And he managed to, well, he managed, I guess he lost versus ThorZaIN back then, but he was still breaking out back then.
Yeah, true.
That was one of his first successful tournaments where he finished top 8 in Home Story Cup 3. Yep. And now, yesterday, they played against each other. Stephano managed to win in a close series 2-1. And it was an epic game. Every single game. Broodlords versus Ghosts, pretty much. Stephano won 2-1. Now this is going to come to the final. They've played in some team arenas as well. Yep. But this is it, man. This is to decide who is the better player between these two guys. Can ThorZaIN reclaim the throne of Europe? Because he used to have it, for sure.
He did, yeah.
He very much so used to have it. And there's a lot of people been here and taken it away from him before. Stephano being probably one of them. Let's see now. Head-to-head, Terran versus Zerg.
Yeah, and it's a matchup that Stephano really likes, but ThorZaIN has shown some immense TVZ in this tournament.
Absolutely fantastic games versus Rhett. And are you ready? I'm ready. I'm like looking at that orange, yellowy button.
I'm not sure if my body's ready for this, but we shall do it regardless.
Let's go. Let's do this, man.
Press that button.
Oh, I did it. It's
You've got the power,
10 seconds. ThorZaIN versus Stephano happening right here, right now, in front of all you guys. This is it.
This is the match. This is We've said so many times this is the one to watch throughout this tournament. This match is the one to watch. But I think aside from maybe 1 or 2 Duff series, every match in this tournament has been the one to watch. But now we come to the finals, and this is what our format has given you. ThorZaIN and Stephano, who started in the same group and actually qualified seeds 1 and 2, and now are battling each other once again in a rematch, but in a best-of-7 format. And this is where things start to get really interesting. All right. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this best-of-7 grand final series in the SHOUTcraft Invitational number 4. And it's my pleasure to bring you your first contestant. Having fought his way through the group stage with a 3-0 sweep, the only player to be able to do so in the entire tournament, did drop a map. Every single series he did, but still was able to win through. He then, of course, demolished Grubby 3-0 to get his way into the grand finals. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you
Millennium Stephano.
He is in the pink trunks and he is playing Zerg to the east of this, the Metalopolis. Versus his opponent in the close air position, Seed 2 from Group A. Battling his way through a very, very tense battle for him in order to get to this point. An unbelievable battle against Rhett, the final game being one of the most dramatic we have ever seen. Now he battles his nemesis in the finals. Ladies and gentlemen, his name is
Mouse Sports ThorZaIN.
Ah, yes, and he is in the red trunks playing Terran to the north.
And it is amazing to see ThorZaIN back on top. It really, really is. He has not been there for a while now. And a lot of people have been kind of jumping on his back about it, you know. What happened to TSL3 ThorZaIN? You know, what happened to the true Spoon Killer? And we saw glimmers of hope when he was in Korea, when he played in the GSTL. And he played so well. and managed to get 3 wins in a row in his first GSTL performance. And since then, he's kind of slacked in performances. IPL4, DreamHack, and the list continues. But now, this tournament has really proven he has beaten the best in Europe in this tournament.
Yep.
But likewise, so has Stephano. Stephano's the undefeated one here. So, I mean, understandably, ThorZaIN... Who did ThorZaIN beat also in the group stage? Sorry, just to refresh my memory.
He lost against Night End.
Yes, and...
He also lost to Stephano.
Oh, okay.
He beat Dark Force 2-0.
Okay.
Very convincingly.
Oh, yes. Yes, just to refresh my memory
Yeah,
there.
bear in mind, that group was a massacre. Everyone lost quite a few games in that
Stephano.
group. Yeah, it's Stephano's fault. Didn't everyone lose 2 games? I'm pretty much sure everyone in that game lost 2 games.
That's right. It was 3-0 from Stephano. Everyone else was 1-2, 1-2, 1-2.
Exactly.
And ThorZaIN come out on head in map score. So.
Yes, he did.
All right, well, let's see what ThorZaIN's going to do here. Will he be going for a triple command center? Really nice and early. We've seen it a lot today.
Yep.
And also yesterday. Will we also, or maybe see an earlier second barracks? We'll definitely be seeing the factory come down as he has gone for that 15 refinery. And already a bit of pressure here on Stephano. May lose an overlord. Actually may lose one here. So 2 Lings about to come out from the main base. But he does run back in time. Doesn't want to lose the Marine, really. He's going to try and get it back in time. 2 Lings are going to chase. Very nice play from Stephano, not overreacting to that. Doesn't overbuilding Lings. He only built 2 anyway. And good start from Stephano here.
Yeah, very much so. ThorZaIN now making his way back to the base. And first command center is on his way. And this is the variant. This is the more defensive variant that we've seen from ThorZaIN there, not wanting to risk a third so early, going for the double barracks, one of which will have a tech lab, the other will eventually have a reactor, but this first reactor is for a swap around for, needless to say, Hellions, and not a bad little map to use Hellions on. Certainly the back of this is potentially vulnerable. It's quite a wide open natural, and denying creep spread is going to be a lot easier for him, but the third has already gone down for Stephano. Stephano, as opposed to Rhett loves to have the creep spread going and likes to be nice and secure with his third. Stephano just goes for it and doesn't spread as much creep as Rhett does.
Yeah, I mean, Stephano, what he's doing now is like, I'm not going to lose the same way Dark Force did. I'm going to build a lot of Lings and probably add a Roach one relatively soon as well to prevent these Hellions from doing what you did to Dark Force. Meanwhile, we do see, the second barracks has come down. Basically, this is almost a standard build, -1 barracks here from ThorZaIN. And because he's not built that extra barracks, he can now look to expand a lot earlier because he's not having to produce units from that extra barracks. Meanwhile, there is the evolution chamber. I think we are going to see that Roach 1 come down soon because it will be hard to fight against Hellions. Though, if his creep spread is good enough and extends up onto the higher ground between the natural and the third, it may not even matter. He may just be able to use Lings alone here. But it does get difficult if ThorZaIN can prevent that creep from going up there.
Yeah, very, very true. And the creep spread is already starting, however. It's going to be a bit late, I think, for him to really get those Hellions down there and start preventing that creep. That tumor will complete, and that means that he's pretty much almost there, especially if he starts spreading from this angle. So there's really not a lot ThorZaIN can do. And I'm glad to see that he hasn't got up to the full 6 Hellions as a result of that. I think he's realized that he can't do what he really wants to do with those Hellions, and is now going to back off immediately. Now producing 3 Marines at a time from these 2 barracks here, and also double medevacs coming out quite fast, honestly, for ThorZaIN, giving him a couple of opportunities in this close air position. Yeah,
he's probably just going to drop into the main of Stephano, but this map is so easy to get that third base on compared to all the other maps in the map pool for sure. It's just 2 creep spreads and you're basically connected. So it's a lot easier, and it's harder for ThorZaIN, obviously, to do anything to prevent that, which is why he only built 2 Hellions in the first place. But as you said, 2 Hellions are about to pop now, 2 medevacs, sorry, and he's probably going to load both up and drop into the main base. There is a hole there, but obviously, he's actually going to hit the hole perfectly here.
Very nice.
Doesn't really know about it.
No, he's not. That's going to be spotted. It's slightly off position, as you can see. That was spotted there by the Overlord to the top. It doesn't help him a huge amount because Stephano now is reacting to it, pulling everything off of that line, realizing that he's got to get his Lings out immediately, and in it goes. I'm going to do as much damage as I can. I wonder if what is he going to focus focus on here? It looks like he wants to try and...
Well, he's just going to get into good position behind the mineral line and then maybe
go for the
target
hatchery.
down the spawning pool, probably. But overall, there's too many units here, so we just fight the units and then the spawning pool. So he's in a really, really good position now with Stim, with 2 medivacs.
Yeah, those lings actually came in from a terrible angle, and most of them got gunned down before they got even close. And those queens are nowhere near enough to actually stop this force. He's going to need way more units than that, and more damage coming in. He's also being very cautious with his
another
stims,
medivac.
My, oh my, this is dangerous. The lair could potentially go in here. Stephano's supply blocked. He just lost an overlord. This is really not good for him at all. Lair's below 300, 200, coming around rapidly, looks for the surround, and does he save it? Yes, it looks like he might be able to do that, but those Marines are holding on for dear life. It's such a shame he didn't focus on that earlier, but he's still alive, and there is gonna be the lair going down. Oh my, what a huge start for ThorZaIN.
Indeed it is. He does grab the infestation pit though, so he doesn't lose tech of that much, to be honest, but he does lose a mining base, more importantly there. Eventually cleans it up, but what a fantastic win that was from ThorZaIN going into this best of 7. He's now going double engineering bay instead of adding that 3rd command center, so that extra money was actually thrown into the engineering base instead. So awesome, awesome build here by ThorZaIN, and always jumping on ahead of the gun, getting an advantage early and maintaining it. And he's going to poke in here and going to get a cancellation here as well. Oh my god.
Spawning pool could go down here, yeah. Potentially, but ThorZaIN's actually going directly for the Queen, which is then intercepted, so not an ideal situation, but he gets out with 5 of those Marines. They're doing a little bit of damage and killing the Queen as well. Crucial, on 3 bases with 1 Queen, the amount of injects you're missing is massive, as well as, of course, the fact that your spreading of creep is going to be immensely inefficient.
Stephano, though, one of the best things about Stephano is he never gives up and he never surrenders, ever. He's very similar to the grubby style. And the thing is, though, he's already rebuilt the lair. He's almost finished with passage and glance. He has 5 infestors on the way. And for some reason, a lot of the time, it always comes down to, oh my god, Stephano holds. How? And he always manages to. And he's going to be able to rebuild that base in the center now. And it's still almost going to be 3 base versus 2 base shortly when that comes up again.
Yep.
The problem is, though, the SCV count.
It's massive.
65 SCVs. ThorZaIN is going to take the center of the map as well with the gold base. He's going to build a new command center in his main, float it over, because Stephano can't really stop that right now. Stephano's going to be in a great position to stop any drops, but any direct engagements, not so much.
I'm somewhat surprised that Stephano didn't build a Baneling nest, honestly. I mean, he's still not built one, and he's going up primarily against Marine. It's going to be a Marine tank for the time being, but a Baneling nest could have saved his ass earlier on.
Oh, he's about to get caught. ThorZaIN's not expecting infestors at all.
No, he's killed the lair, and he gets grabbed perfectly there by Stephano, and I don't think those medivacs are going to be able to hold the rest of those alive. Oh, it's Charnel House right here.
And a drop gets picked
denied,
up, but doesn't lose anything, though.
Yeah.
And ThorZaIN's like, what? How?
Yeah.
How did you get infestors out this fast? He's not expecting that whatsoever.
Well, no, he killed the lair. He didn't know that the infestation pit had gone down. He expected it to have been delayed as a result of killing that lair, and that didn't happen. So that was defeated there. Admittedly, ThorZaIN loses not much but minerals, really, and is able to continue along the lines that he was going before. He's still on 70 SCVs to 51, but he's still on 2 bases. That is a fairly gross oversaturation, and ThorZaIN needs to secure that expansion.
Yeah, he's about to go take the gold. Well, he was thinking about it. He was like, should I take the gold? Should I not? He's not just standing there in the middle, in between both.
Well, don't put it there.
I know, that's like the worst place to put the command center there.
Yeah,
but I
right
think he's going to clear. Yeah, he's going to clear the Zelnoga towers first and then put it there by the looks of it. But he needs to focus on getting another factory down as well. His tank count is very low, especially against this infestor Baneling style. Drop does get picked up, and it's not going to do too much down there.
Yep, Stephano's keeping up in terms of upgrades, so even that edge that ThorZaIN got there, he's actually behind now because of the upgrade count of Stephano. He's gone double evolution chamber very early on, and yes, he's going to take the gold, but this is where Stephano's going to be saying, I don't want you to have that, I really don't want you having it, and I'm going to do the best that I can to stop you from keeping it. And he's going to have a window. Maybe, maybe not. He's going to have an upgrade window, but upgrades really don't matter that much
here
against tanks.
Here he comes, man. He does not really like it, and I'm not sure if he can, though. These tanks are in good position, though the tank count is low because the second factory's only just been started to be built, of course. But the Marines are spread out very nicely here. Will Stephano be able to do anything?
I guess we're about to find out, aren't we? Those Lings that get absolutely annihilated, but Infested Terrans now coming down, and they'll probably be picked off quite easily by the tanks. Needless to say, you don't want to match up immediately against that. The Infestors going right into the center with huge fungal growths and plenty of Infested Terrans to try and clean this up. The Planetary Fortress gunning down everything it can, but the majority of that's been destroyed quite easily, and the Mineral Line taking a little bit of damage. In the meantime, this drop went down here and almost killed the hatchery, but that should be cleaned up by Stephano there.
Yeah, there were no drones there, so that doesn't need to worry about that. But more importantly, though, is the economy once again wasn't touched. Remember the game
exactly.
Red versus blah blah.
Red versus blah blah.
Red
okay,
versus blah blah. I remember the Red versus ThorZaIN
Oh yeah,
game.
absolutely remember blah blah.
The economy wasn't touched, and this is the same scenario again. The 2-2 upgrades now are about to finish for the Marines, and the gold base is established. And Stephano stopped drones there. He stopped at 50 drones he spent a lot of lava injects and a lot of lava into Lings to try to deny that, but it didn't work. And now the gold base stays up, and once again ThorZaIN down at this bottom base. He's going to target fire the hatchery, but
never mind.
Quite have enough damage output there.
Goes for the spine crawler instead, that's why. So maybe he could have killed it before that, but we're actually seeing classic Stephano right here. He is going Ultralisk Cavern. It's a style that we saw when he first came to real prominence in IPL 3, and it was successful. So I'm intrigued to see how he's able to pull it off here.
And a fourth base now up for ThorZaIN. Can turn it into a planetary fortress and kind of stabilize there, but right now we need, Stephano needs to focus on doing something to the economy. A run by or something to slow ThorZaIN down. It doesn't matter about Ultralisk when ThorZaIN has 200 supply of units.
This is very, very true. ThorZaIN is building very, very rapidly. I'd still like to see another factory out of ThorZaIN. ThorZaIN's starting to bank up quite a lot of cash right there. Ultras coming in, +3/+3 upgrades. Only 4 Ultralisks at the moment, which is probably not enough to overrun that line, but in combination with Infestors, it would be extremely dangerous. Looking once again to take that hatchery out. That will be stopped from happening with that fungal growth, and there's the surround as well. ThorZaIN's got a pretty good spread. He's also got this squad of Marines up to the top here that's stimming in, and Stephano is way too prepared for that. Two tanks going over there. Now that's dangerous.
Yeah, that's the dangerous thing now, because Ultras are going to be so bad against that, and the little flank that's set up there, well, that died fast. But the thing is, ThorZaIN knows everything. He scanned the hive, he scanned the Ultralisk Cavern, he knows exactly what he's up against.
Yep, the Ultras actually getting blocked in there by the Marines. Huge amounts of Infested Terrans now raining down on ThorZaIN's offensive siege line. The back tanks are deployed and raining death down upon Stephano's army. He really wants that hatchery, and he still hasn't got it yet.
Well, he's about to. The tank line goes very much so far back, and the Marines are so many. 3 Ultras not upgraded that well will get smashed down here, and the Infestors are dying. All the gas!
Oh, this is a certain place. No, you can't take that. But you know what? The Ultras are smashing their way through this siege line, and ThorZaIN is losing supply rapidly. It's being flanked as well. The Ultralisks charging in from the raised position at the gold base, and Stephano driven all the way back there, and ThorZaIN in full retreat. And you know what? The hatchery's alive.
And more, I was going to say, more importantly, the hatchery survives there about everything there. The focus was to get that down, really. That's why he funneled so many units down there to try to snipe it, to prevent that gas being there. And there was so much gas wasted in that fight there. But, I mean, I guess it wasn't really wasted since he survived with the hatchery, which is the most important thing in the world right now. But now is the ghost pain. The ghosts are coming out. There is none out right now, but 2 are in production. We have the Mobius reactor as well for them, and the upgrades are starting to flow quite nice for ThorZaIN because he's on 4 bases. He has a 5th, 6th command center. Things are getting a little bit out of control, even though the supply may be a little bit of an illusion for a lot of people right now. ThorZaIN is very much so far ahead in this game.
Yep, Stephano's entire army is currently guarding the hatchery against drops at the moment. Everything has been deployed there, and also it's important to keep them close to this hatchery that's coming up down to the bottom here. It's difficult to tell who's actually winning here. There's a Viking moving in. It's actually ended up supply blocking Stephano, which is not going to help him all that much. But hey, he's got the minerals to build 9 more overloads, so that's not going to last all that much longer. Yeah.
And we're going to start to see that orbital command takeover very, very shortly, I know. And, oh my god, a lot of starports. I was going to say a lot of starports. I'm like, oh my god, is that 5 starports? No, it's 2 starports, or 1 starport, sorry, coming down. Factory and 3 more barracks, adding on to the production. He has a lot of money backed up, 2,000 minerals, taking another base, and Stephano can't let ThorZaIN just take the entire of the map.
No, he can't. That would be absolutely awful. And at the moment, they're just slicing it down the middle. But if you slice it down the middle and you go equal, then the Terran player wins. It's as simple as that. You don't want to let him have that many bases. 2 more Ghost Academies coming up, so nuke play is coming in from ThorZaIN. There's no reason to build that many unless, of course, you intend to deploy nuclear weapons.
And a drop into the main base here by ThorZaIN. Really smart, knowing all the army of Stephano's on the other side of the map, and he won't be able to do that much, I suppose, as the army is coming in, but even the little he's about to do is still good enough.
Yep, trying to assassinate some queens here and there. This drop's going to be picked up without a problem, but it actually was saved there, and another drop coming in from ThorZaIN over to the south base.
Yeah, and that once again won't do much, but what it is doing is diverting actions away from Stephano and what he wants to be doing. He doesn't really want to be chasing drops around all day,
no, he doesn't.
But you know, he has to right now. ThorZaIN's putting the pressure on, and 2 nukes are on the way. And now that ThorZaIN has established the left-hand side, he can transfer from the gold base, as that's pretty much mined out right now. But this is getting very difficult, and ThorZaIN's mistakes against Stephano last time was that he didn't continue to drop all game, and that's what you do. Even just 1 medivac or 2 medivacs on either side of the base.
With +3/+3 Marines, the amount of damage you can do is immense, honestly, and he's immediately out of there. Stephano is all over that. He is seeing those drops coming in before they happen. He's got great Overlord spread.
Oh,
sneaky.
This is a mistake. He hasn't got a turret on each expansion, actually, and this is going to be very, very strong. And he realizes, oh, this is so good.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. He's not going to see that coming out. Infested Terrans are... Oh, actually, he deployed it in range of the planetary fortress that has high-sec auto-tracking. It does deny mining for quite some time, though.
I'm surprised why I didn't just use 2 fungals.
He could have done that. Admittedly, the Infestors would have died so fast to planetary fortress. I have to wonder if he didn't think that he could do it in time.
And Infestor Borrowed over there actually denies another command center going down, but does move out the way politely, I guess.
Yes, that's very polite from Stephano. It's very nice they did that. But he's going to hide it over there, and all sorts of havoc could be wreaked at that point. And now, finally, going back to mining. A lot of wasted mining time there, and both of these guys are now pretty much maxed out. Drops
coming from Stephano. Link drop into the main base, but 3-3 Marines are just behind them, so that's not going to work out too well.
I've got to go with no at this point, honestly. Stephano's upgrades, if I could click on a Ling, are also at 3-3, so that's something to consider there. It could be potentially dangerous with a lot of Ling play. 2 more command centers coming down. We've also got a double Spire coming up, so a Broodlord transition coming in from Stephano at some point.
Ooh, 2 Ghosts to make it into the main base of Stephano, and they do just go ahead and just pick off a few drones, 7 between both of them. Every little bit helps, and now we do have the double Spire coming down, so we will see some Broodlords transition very, very shortly here. And more Infested Terrans onto the left-hand side, just popping up a couple, just 3, forcing ThorZaIN not to mine from that base, and he also has the Infestor in the top left of the ThorZaIN's base as well, on that top left base there as well.
Yeah, that's going to be spotted momentarily unless he does something about it, because the missile turret will see it in just a couple of seconds' time. He knows, and the missile turret now is up, but is about to be gunned down by those Infested Terrans.
A true cut-in-half map. 2 planetary fortress will be coming.
Yeah, he wants this side of the map.
He's like, well, screw your ultras, that's not going to work against my planetary fortresses.
Yeah, couple of Marines now engaging and taking down the Infested Terrans. He still does want to get a missile turret down there to prevent that from happening. It's incredibly annoying.
2 Ghosts walk into not a lot.
Into a fungal and a lot of pain. A couple of snipes goes off. He's able to pop himself an Infestor, but doesn't take down the second one there. And yeah, these guys are deployed in for the long haul. The gold base is now mined out completely, and he'll need to try and take this one, and has also cleaned this up. There's no Infestors lying around anywhere. But this is the Broodlord transition. Once that comes in, this is where things start to get interesting. Does he have enough ghosts? Well, he's got 18. That's not a bad number, I suppose. Not
really. And all ThorZaIN is focusing on right now is orbital commands. Looking through his vision, he is about to drop into the main base once again. And Stephano's launching Infested Terrans onto that 3rd base as well. So both being active about dropping and scouting. And just getting rid of some links.
Yep, here and there. Might as well. And he sees the planetary fortresses and the big fortifications. Double sensor tower also coming down in order to make sure that nothing sneaks in there. Planetary fortress now on its way, and unfortunately that tank is doing a little bit of blue on blue right now. Friendly fire.
And the spoon is at work once again.
Yes, it is. We didn't expect this to be a short series, and that's exactly what it's proving to be.
What are these Infestors doing? Oh, okay. I thought they were going the distance.
They're just sneaking. They're chilling.
They are going the distance.
He's going the distance. He's going for speed.
Planetary Fortress is...
You know what? That's not going to work. As it turns out. Well, it might. No.
It's one way to get rid of the turret to run
fast.
Exactly.
A friendly fire. Yeah, that would do it. And as it turns out, he's now going to make his way past there. If ThorZaIN is smart, he will scan in order to deal with that. But there it is. There you go. Festa Terran's now coming down, forcing friendly fire. Another tank eliminated. I'm loving Stephano's sneaky nature at the moment, but I have to wonder if it's going to be enough. Vikings now moving in and engaging those Corruptors, which is going to be, unfortunately, a one-sided fight.
2 Infested Terrans onto the natural here as well. Just picking off a few more SCVs. Denying the gas, of course. Very important to do. And I like that he's been active on doing that. Actually, he's been doing it on all bases. Even the third base has only 2 in gas because of this. Yep,
standard Stephano versus ThorZaIN right here. Every base on the map has been taken. Every base is in control. It's a perfect split down the center between these two. We've got sensor towers covering most of the map. This base is now mined out. Gas is still mined. The income looks something like that. It's a lot of gas being mined by Stephano, an extremely large amount. Marines clean this up down here, and where do you go? I mean, these guys are now both in a static position.
Oh my God.
We need a new word for that. That's not a doom drop. Look at the size of this. Which Overlord is the Ultra in, Apollo?
I don't know. There's a lot. There's like 20 Overlords in.
Yes.
Oh, no. Guys, we're in for a long one. Order your takeouts.
Yeah, he is going for the infamous 12 Ultralisk drop right into the center of ThorZaIN's base. ThorZaIN in the middle, meantime, is building triple starport, which could indicate a battlecruiser transition. Stephano smashing his way through here. How the hell do you answer that?
Well, he's got everything in the middle, and Stephano says, what don't you have on the side? Well, there
Units.
it is.
Yeah, there are now Ultralisks in ThorZaIN's main, overrunning it. Here come the Ghosts. The Ghosts have now been cloaked, and huge amounts of damage now being inflicted. The snipes need to come off here, and here we go, sniping action. There's a lot of snipes needed to take out each one of those, but it's a lot of production facilities destroyed here by Stephano.
Yeah, you can't quite see the Ghosts. They're like, what the hell is touching me?
Stop tickling. Finally, they're eliminated. It helps when ThorZaIN has 18 Ghosts just on call, ready for that.
And basically, he's just getting rid of the Ultras. One borrowed one does go down as well. But now he's going fully into the Broodlord mix.
He actually lost the nuke there as well because it was stored in that Ghost facility there, so that's been eliminated.
I always say stored in the Ghost, like Ghost has got a nuke in its pocket. It's like...
Well, yeah, it's like the Ghost doesn't have it himself. It was stored in the Ghost Academy. I don't really understand why it stole nuclear weapons in school. That seems ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, ThorZaIN really doesn't want those SCVs anymore because he's got ridiculous amount of orbital commands. He is...
no, here it comes.
Corvid reactor, durable materials, and oh dear, here comes the siege.
And hello, Vikings, you've got nothing on these Corruptors right now. Even though you got one upgrade, I guess, but there's too many Corruptors.
There are 25 versus 16. If ThorZaIN properly kites them, he's fine.
Well, there's a big unit, or not really, there's a slug on the map which says no to kiting. And that will be the Infestor.
Yep, unfortunately, it can't fungal in this position. So if Stephano decides to engage here, that's going to be not so ideal. Durable materials, Corvid reactor. So we're going to see Raven. We haven't yet seen a fusion core go down. There is the possibility of a transition to battlecruiser, but yeah, looking for Raven transition here from 4 starports.
And here comes the siege of the Broodlords. Doing a bit of damage, but it's still difficult to actually find an area for this to actually work.
ThorZaIN's defense is almost perfect here.
I know, it's
tricky. Are you getting frustrated here as a Zerg player?
I'm just thinking what to do, really. I'm thinking for both of these players, both of them. Well, actually, I don't need to think for ThorZaIN. ThorZaIN's not doing anything. He's just sitting there. It's just like, what does Stephano do here?
Well, the Planetary Fortress will be broken down because there's nothing to actually fix it at the moment.
I guess, well, he is working on the upgrades as well. Never mind.
Yeah, upgrades coming in. There's the Seeker missile upgrade. 3 Ravens coming out simultaneously, plus 3 air weapons coming in as well. And he's going through to a full-on transition to Sky Terran at some point in the not-too-distant future, I would imagine, which is not amazingly common against Zerg, I've got to say.
Yeah. It's really hard to break this down. It's like, well, you can see on the screen. It's pretty difficult for Stephano to break this through, but he's done it before. He did it in the other series. He can do it again. And
that was a good fungal. Really good.
That's one way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And EMPs, Maximus EMPs coming down on top of that. But the Ghosts are taking a pounding underneath that fungal growth.
Oh, one fungal could have killed them all, but the medivacs, and he pulls them back just in time.
Very nicely done there
but
by
all the
ThorZaIN.
are gone. There's only 2 or 3 left.
But look at ThorZaIN's supply. It's plummeting. 19 more Corruptors coming in.
Oh, I think he overbuilt a few.
You think? Yeah, he might have done that.
He's got no gas for Broodlords. He may have built just a few too many there.
Yeah, I'm going to go with yes at this point.
Yeah, but I guess he's still got how many bases mining gas? 1, 2, 3. He's got 3 bases mining gas right now, so he will be able to morph some Broodlords, but only 3 you can see at a time. And once they all go up to Broodlords, that may be it for ThorZaIN. He has no gas of his own. He's only mining gas from 3 bases also.
Yeah, and he lost most of his Vikings there. He wanted to go for a big Raven transition. It didn't work, and now he's only got 1 Raven.
The infested Terran on this natural that killed all the SCVs, there's actually 1,200 gas there that ThorZaIN doesn't even know about. Because he just like, oh, well, I guess that's mined out.
It's not mined out. It's not even close to being mined out. He needs to be mining that gas.
Yeah, that's very important right now for ThorZaIN.
Turns out you can't mine gas with mules, though, so that's a bit of a problem there.
Yeah.
ThorZaIN's pretty much, it's like he's getting to the point of being mined out minerals-wise. That's going to be really, really unpleasant. At that point, he will then have to attack. And
Stephano's going to sit now until he builds up that Broodlord count again. It's only at 4. About to be 6. Where's that nuke?
It's right here.
Okay.
It's going to hit that mineral line by the looks of it.
Well, it's going to hit all his corruptors if he's not careful.
Yeah, can he see that?
He's putting on a show.
Can he see that?
What's he doing? What's he doing?
Oh my, that's going to actually land on the Broodlords! Oh, sick!
What the hell?
He didn't see it! He didn't see it!
ThorZaIN
doesn't
me
even
like,
believe his eyes!
Me and ThorZaIN are on the same wavelength. It's like, what the hell?
What? He didn't see it!
Oh, that's so much gas has been blown
Oh my
up.
god, that is massive. ThorZaIN cannot believe his luck. And he didn't see it. It was a really awkward place to put a nuke. He put it right here. You see where this park bench is? That's what he was targeting. The funny thing is,
the bench survive?
We're not going to explain that. The bench is actually made of unobtainium.
Where do kids come from, Mom?
Yeah,
where do they come from?
It's made of neo-steel plating. That's a possibility there. That's
it looks like it got a bit of ash on it, but... once again.
Well, that just changed things a little bit.
It did. ThorZaIN's now ahead in supply. Let's have a look at his army composition now. He's got 1 Raven, 4 Ravens, and we shot up 17 Ghosts.
Yeah, the standard Raven Ghost composition. What?
Do have some Infestors that did got dropped and killed a few SCVs here. Not too many as he pulled his SCVs and mules off, but it's just annoying to have to do that all the time. And right now, they have to be so careful with their gas. It comes to the point where you guys aren't going to have that much gas left on the map to actually mine from, so you can't be losing 4 Broodlords to a nuke anymore.
Yeah, he's getting to the point where he can just get rid of his SCVs, honestly, and he as long as he's mining gas, then he can just use mules for that. I'm surprised he hasn't thrown away more already, but... Oh, look, he's throwing them away. There we go. In the meantime, what the hell is going on here?
SCVs just got fired.
Pretty much, yeah. There's a hostile takeover going on by Zerg Incorporated. Not liking that one little bit. +3 ship armor coming in, not exactly a common upgrade.
It looks like a 2 Ghost drop here. We could get 2 nukes on both of these bases right now. That's what he's probably planning. Does he have nukes in?
He has no nukes.
Oh, he has no
so
nukes.
He can't do
it's
anything
going to be
of the
some
sort.
snipes then, I guess.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. A double nuke would be definitely nice here.
Uh-oh.
He might... He's not doing anything of the sort. You ain't getting out of there alive. Nicely picked up there by Stephano.
Well, that's the worst way to die. Actually, I don't know. Fungal Growth's pretty bad. Imagine being fungal growth.
That's just annoying. It's like it's been killed by moss. I mean, that's embarrassing. Of the ways I want to go, that is not high up on my priority list, I've got to say. Stephano, in the meantime, starting to rebuild here, but here comes the Sky Terran with its Ghost Special Operations support, and that's going to end up being a little bit unpleasant one way or the other. A couple of infested Terrans dropped down to prevent them from moving in, but the Raven count is now at 7, which is fairly high. Seeker missiles are available. Point defense drones are available.
Yeah. I wasn't lying when I said you guys best get a takeaway.
Yeah.
I wasn't lying.
Yeah, I think you predicted the way that this game is going quite accurately.
It's just toe-to-toe right now. Both of them they don't want to fight, neither of them, because whoever fights is going to have a disadvantage through the defensive position of their opponent.
Exactly,
so
yeah.
It's very, very difficult to actually do that.
Quite surprised we don't see another nuke, considering what just happened with Stephano. His nuke luck, I suppose, is extremely low.
Yeah.
He's cloaked once again in the park bench position, as I now like to call it, but he doesn't have a nuke, and he misses it with the fungal growth there. Just not quite close enough. 4 count is going to raise to 6 very shortly, +3 on the ship armor is going to be there, and a nice little fungal there, which might result in a cleanup of at least one of them. There
I
you
wonder
go.
if the best thing to do right now is to grab all the corruptors and all the broodlords and just fight in the air from the right and left-hand side.
Yeah, perhaps.
Because, I mean, ghosts are not going to be affected whatsoever there, and the Vikings should, I mean, not the Vikings, sorry, the corruptors at 3-3 should be able to beat down the Ravens and Vikings in the air.
I don't know about that, though. I mean, the problem is that you're dealing with PDD, and you're also dealing with Seeker, and you've got to deal with the fact that he outranges you.
Yeah,
so it's really hard to do.
Yeah, Seeker Missile will probably beat that down. I can't say I have that much experience with this kind of style.
No, I don't think anybody does, really. Oh, my...
Oh,
God,
Jesus
that's why
Christ.
you don't use tanks in this scenario.
Yeah, that
How
was
many
nice.
ghosts just died? That was at least 4, possibly 5 ghosts got gunned down by their own tank there.
56 lings. I think Stephano may be smelling some kind of victory here, unless he tries to run. He could actually run by, actually. He could go down that right flank. Having killed that planetary fortress earlier, that would be a very smart decision to run all 58, especially now Unsiege has been deployed. You could run all the way into the main. I wonder if he's going to do that. Let's see what he does with these links he's just built. 60 links.
I love the fact that it's just reversing back to old school tech. It's like, hey, you know, there's all these high-tech units, let's just build lings. That's actually a really good idea right now. And
What,
it
they're
is.
not Blink Stalkers. Oh no, I was actually talking to Stephano then. He actually shift-clicked into the base.
Is he seriously sniping lings? I guess he's got enough ghosts to make that happen.
This is good. I didn't realize that was command center. That's good.
Yeah.
This is very good for Stephano, actually.
Yeah, very nice. That's going to prevent some gas mining, which is going to slow things down. In the meantime, some siege warfare going on once again in the air between these two. The Viking count is still very high, though.
Yeah, it kills both refineries. Very nice hit. And an armory. Very good little move there. And these ghosts, even though are cloaked, will get them eventually. But that was a really smart move there by Stephano. I'm surprised he hasn't done the same into the main base, actually. Very, very good. Just ripping him apart, and he borrows the lings as well. Very smart on that left-hand side. Does borrow some, so he will
That's
be
good.
able to unborrow soon.
Yeah,
and
I'm glad that he's finally managed to figure that one out. I did wonder how long he'd stay on this silly SCi4 thing, as opposed to just building lings and actually attacking his opponent. And because ThorZaIN got well, I wouldn't call him greedy, it was very sensible, went for orbital commands there, they weren't defended against that kind of run-by.
drones, 22 SCVs, by the way, versus 48. Basically, the SCVs are just for gas. Everything else is mules.
Yep.
9 spore crawls, interestingly enough.
Well, he is expecting a big Sky Terran push, which at the moment isn't actually happening. We thought it was going to be a transition through to that, but set 19 spore crawlers coming in.
He's just getting rid of his drones. He
Yeah,
doesn't
of
care
course.
anymore. He's like got nothing to mine from anymore.
Well, he's got over
so
9,000 minerals.
yeah, he's just getting rid of his drones and might as well make them spores and spines and whatever.
Yeah, I think, is this map actually now mined out? It's getting really close to being that. That's
60 lings. Maybe we're going to see a very similar style. Maybe in the main, maybe back on that left-hand side.
Yep, Stephano's fully walled off with spore crawlers in the standard fashion. In comes a Seeker missile.
To the drones, to the drones, to the drones. Ah!
I can't even see it. Oh, there it is. Apparently drones... Who designs a missile that could be outrun by drones?
Well,
Whoever designed the Seeker missile in the Terran Confederacy is an idiot.
can't fungal the Seeker missile. I guess we're all learning here today, guys. One to those lings. All right, so lings are just put at the moment.
Oh, man. Seeker missiles are so awful. And...
I remember when they used to be a lot faster in the beta, I think.
But I thought they upgraded them. Didn't they upgrade them?
Did they used to be slower?
I thought that, yeah, they were slower. I'm pretty sure they were slower. They actually upgraded the Seeker slightly, but drones can outrun Seeker missiles. I mean, really.
Oh, the ling run by. Past
Yep.
the planetary fortress, back into that left-hand side, and really good again. Really, really good. Actually splitting them this time.
Good. He's going for production facilities. I'm liking that. That might force ThorZaIN out of that position that he's been entrenched in for so long. And ThorZaIN now moving the majority of his ghosts there, which could give an opportunity here for Stephano to go in. But
Into
Stephano...
the main he goes.
Oh, yes, and where he stops, nobody knows. That's a forced lift right there. Well, that really matters all that much. There's no mining going on. Now he's finally mined out that gas that you were talking about earlier. More Corruptors coming in, and Lings all over the place, and that's stretching ThorZaIN quite a lot here.
Yeah, it's really good. Really good play. With just a handful of supply, what's that, like 20, 30 supply? So it's very good to do that.
Yes, it is. It's absolutely fantastic. ThorZaIN down to 180. Stephano at 160.
Ooh.
Nobody's building anything right now.
Infested Terrans in the middle there. Very smart, actually. Planted about 2 down and killed 2 tanks with Infested Terrans because
Very
of
nice.
the splash damage from their own tanks. So very nice again there by Stephano. Just trying to fight the spoon with a spoon of his own at the moment.
This is what the income looks like
It's a
right
spoon
now.
off.
Yeah, the income at about 2 minutes into the game was higher than this. ThorZaIN's just surged as a result. Oh, he's asking for a draw. No, ThorZaIN is having
ThorZaIN's
nothing of the
never
sort.
saying no.
No, he's not going to let that happen. Just kill me.
All
Nuclear
right.
launch detected. Where is it?
Left-hand side.
Left-hand side.
Yeah, that's right.
He spots it. The spore crawlers run away. I love it. That's an image that will stay with me for the rest of my life.
Oh no, drone.
Well, that was efficient.
Oh.
Another Ghost Academy coming down, and oh, he started to sneak it through there. He snipes off an infestor there, but it does get caught out. You know what? It's very, very difficult to get through that many spores as a cloak unit. That's just an unideal place to be.
just don't even know what to say anymore, guys.
No, I'm actually
I'm
out.
just
I'm
watching
out
it,
of, I'm out of
just-
talking.
It's exactly the same. They're just kind of sitting there with a sword that's too big.
Pretty much, they're trying to swing it in a
And
very,
they
very
just keep-
small room.
They just keep hitting each other, and it's just like nothing's happening. Nothing. They're not stabbing each other.
This is
they're not
actually a
getting
pillow
in there.
fight between these two. Oh,
Drone
look,
and-
ThorZaIN's attacking.
Drone attack on the right. Oops.
Yeah, very standard
It's like,
50-minute
it's like I
drone
messaged
rush.
Stephano, I'm like, by the way, you know that melee upgrade? Yeah, it doesn't affect drones. He's like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, but they're really tough. They've got